Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, and the IYT. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, go to my website, sign up, it's free, or click down here in the bottom right-hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Traders, if you're looking for a new broker, check out CobraTrading.com/promo/StockBookie. Been using these guys for years, best in the business. If you're an active trader looking for a new broker or just a trader in general, check out CobraTrading.com. You won't be disappointed. All right, let's get into the SPY. We are 95 cents down on the day, 0.36% red, and nice little follow through after we came back down and filled this gap. So let's see what we get tomorrow. Do we go sideways? Nice little pause day, or do we continue going down into the 250 retrace here, and then possibly into this low pivot on that little down day on the other day, and then the 20 MA support. Still in a bullish stance, still above the MAs, nothing wrong, but a little more volume's been coming in the last couple of days, so that's something to watch here on the daily chart. And check this out though, I think a little bit of distribution's coming on the 10-minute charts. They're gapping this thing up and pretty much just fading it. Nice gap up, fade. Nice little, they didn't gap it up on here, but we gapped little tiny bit, chop, chop, and then we started moving up, and then it started fading again. So I like that we did fill the gap. We closed below, tried to get above it, and we came back and closed below the low of yesterday. So we'll watch for more follow through coming down, and or do we just say hang up here and chop around like we always do, and then setting up for the next move? It's going to be 270, 275, 280, etc. And then the big area 270, 40. And if we keep going, it will possibly be 300. So I don't know if we'll get there. We'll watch the 240 or 270, 40 area first. But right now, still got to chop around, see if we go higher on more news, and then we'll take it from there. What else did I want to talk about? Monthly. Monthly's a little bit stretched from the 20 MA, so we got to watch for that. Here's my areas that it was been going through. 270.40 will be the next one going to the upside if we continue higher. I still think we need a little bit of a pullback. A little too far from the 20 MA. We could push up on light volume for the Santa Claus rally through Christmas, so that's something to keep an eye on there. Let's go to the IWM. IWM, same thing, stretched on the monthly. Let's get to the more short-term daily chart. Nice pullbacks, guys. Nice follow through. Volume starting to come in. This was a pretty good pattern. Not the best bullet. If it would have stayed up here, like this pattern here was great. And when it started popping, it was like, oh, great. And then it never went, came back in, dropped, filled the gap, and then boom, took off. Made an all-time high, went to the 750 retrace right around the 155 area. This is where it stalled. Nice follow through to the downside. Let's see if we could get one more day or maybe a couple stall out days and then the next wave down. Bulls, you got to stay above the moving averages, just like with the SPY, just like with the Qs, pretty much just like everything, guys, has to stay above these and just keep on motoring up. So let's see if we chop, do we retrace, or do we continue down? I mean, we're going to know tomorrow. We're up a little bit after hours. No great shakes on this one, but we got to watch out for this one. So with these nice two little red bars there, because this is something, guys. Next thing you know, we're down to the 200 MA, and we just wiped out 2.5 months in 3 or 4 days. Seen this before. That's why you take the staircase up and the elevator down. So that's daily chart. Show you the monthly on that. It's a little bit stretched, so watch for that. Volume picking up as well. The Q's now been a little bit of a roller coaster lately, but like always, the Q's just keep plugging away. You get these little turbulence, pulls back, goes right back up, sets up, pops again, drops into this big trend line. This will be the big trend line, guys. I'm going to start extending it through here. This will be the one to watch. Right now we're below the 20, so we're in a little bit of a weaker stance. Nothing crazy, but a little bit weaker on here. This is going to be a good support here at the 50 MA or right around the 151, 150 area, round number, 150.73. So let's see if this thing continues to move lower, or do we just have these little grind up sessions for 3 days and then another drop like these two red candles here. Big resistance area will be the 20 MA. And then as well as the 155.55, and then double top up here. So if this continues, turns around and goes back up, gets above the 20, watch for that resistance and watch for double top resistance. That's what you want to do if you're a bull. You want to get back above the 20 and just keep doing what you're doing. Every time it gets back below, these pops right back up, gets below, pops, gets back below. Let's see if we pop or do we start coming in. If this slides through these areas of support like butter or a hot knife through butter and fills the gap, I'm looking for the 141 area down in here. If this just starts to come in, if these things don't hold at all, look out below. So you have a gap fill down here as well, a couple low pivots down in this area. So a little early to tell. I'm just looking at the overall picture. You do have great support coming up. And even if we stick a little bit of a fib in there, even short term coming from this level, let's see where we're at. Yeah, 382. So you have pretty, you have some support coming up. So let's just see how this plays out in the next couple days, and then the Friday close, and then we'll go from there. The DIA and even the Qs are stretched on a monthly. They're all stretched, guys. So the DIA, same thing. We had a nice bullish consolidation here. 350 or 235.52 was a pretty big area of resistance. Finally pops through, moves up with the transports because there's a lot of Dow Jones stocks or transport stocks in the Dow Jones. So that just ripped everything. Everything went up. And I'll show you the IYT next. So we had a nice couple day rally here with news, and I'm not sure why the transports went up. If anybody knows, send me an email. Let me know what your thoughts are on the transports and why they led, like the FedExes and a couple other ones. So pretty much all the Dow stocks, they all pretty much went up. So on these couple days. So now we're stalling out. We have a little bit of some follow through. We didn't fill the gap on that day, but we did today, and we closed a little bit below it. So let's see if we continue to go down, get to the bottom here. That was that little flush out day. Hit the gap fill, and then the 20 MA as support. You're still above all the MAs. I always talk about that. Strong stance, looking good. So do we stay up on top and consolidate, or do we just start chopping around up and down? Kind of like here. We chopped, came in, popped it up, chopped back down, then we took off. Do we kind of do the same thing up here? This move, though, was just ridiculous last couple days. So a nice follow through to the downside, gap up, crap out, little gap up, crap down. So that catches my eye, especially with the volume. Let's see what we get the next couple days, and then especially the weekly close, just like I said with the other ones. The weekly close will tell us a lot, of course, as well, but it will tell us if we're running into support down here. Because look, you're even stretched on the daily chart on the DIA, which is the Dow Jones. And then the monthly chart, I mean, you're stretched too on that one. So when you go up 12 months, 13 months, 14 months, you got to have a pullback eventually. And especially this one's really stretched. Even if this was a stock like Foot Locker was, or Nvidia is, Children's Place, Race, where it just gets too much. It's got to come back to the 20 MA. Period. Sometimes it'll go back to the 50. So watch for that, guys. If you're long these markets, just tighten these stops. And let it come down, then buy the dip and do it again, all right? Just take some profits. You want to get caught with your pants down. Next thing you know, this is a $217 ETF. All right, let's get to the IYT. So the IYT, guys, made a nice little topping tail. Let me go to the monthly real quick on this one, too. This one's not as stretched as the other ones, but it's getting a little bit stretched. But the one thing that's I'm watching is this trend line that connects these lows through this high and right to the top over here. I still think this thing can make it to 200 maybe. We're 15 points away, but we're going to see what happens in the next week or so, or next couple days in the weekly close on this one. Because we do have a little topping tail here that tells me we could possibly be pulling back here. And this move here, just ridiculous, guys. Even with the volume coming in, it's just like, come on. Again, this one was lagging. We almost kissed the 200. Remember, the 200 was my price target on a lot of these things, on a lot of these stocks. So we were at 181. It pulls back to 170, 171 or so. That's a $10 pullback. Boom, we go up almost $20 in, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever it was. And then boom, little topping tail here. Nice follow through. We did not fill the gap, so let's watch for that. But I'm thinking we're going to come to this high pivot around the 181.64, and then possibly, great support down in here for a possible bounce. But if the overall markets are selling, this will come right back down and actually kiss the, actually probably touch it and maybe bounce. If it doesn't, then we're going to these low pivots. So, bullish, you got to stay up here and just kind of chop around. Bearish, not yet. I mean, I'm bearish on these, but this could still chop around. But if we start coming in fast and furious, then look out, because we could start coming down to lower prices than the 200 MA. Let's go to the weekly real quick. Weekly, I mean, even the 20 MA and the 50 MA here. What's going to happen? See how the close he's got? This will just saw right through these things and go right down to 152. And that will be my target on a lot of these, the 200 MA on the weekly. So it hasn't touched it for a long time, guys. This is October. We're going to touch it. June 27, 2016, that candle. So it's been a while. Stocks like to come back to these moving averages, just the way it is. So volume's picking up a little bit on this one too. Let's go back to the daily. Not as much as it was, a couple days back, but it's picking up. Usually this thing does nothing. And now we're at 262,000 on the day. Where the bigger days we were actually at 650, 700, so that wasn't bad. So keep an eye on this one. Let's see if this one is going to start coming in. If this one keeps leading, though, this could lead the markets higher. So there's a couple different things to look at in the next couple days. I want to see some weekly closes, and if volume starts to pick up in these markets, the SPY and the IWM and all those, I would expect more selling. So be real careful if you're long in these markets. I am short pretty much the house, guys, in a bunch of different stocks. I'm setting them and I'm forgetting them. I'm scalping. I write calls. I do a lot of call writing or shorting calls where I just play where they decay, and then I take the 50, 60, 70% and say thank you very much and on to the next one, guys. 50% is good enough for me, guys. I'm not putting huge positions, but if you can make small gains every day or every week or every month and just keep doing it throughout the year, you'll make money by the end of the year, guys. And keep it consistent with money management, same trades, same prices, same amount of money. So every time you win, if you win 1,000, you win 1,000. If you lose 1,000. So if you win 10 times with 1,000, you make 10. You lose twice, you lost 2, you're up 8. So you do 10 trades a month, 2 losers, 8 winners, you're killing it. And as long as they're the same amount of money going losing or winning, you're doing fine. So all right, guys, that's it for today on the indexes. Be careful in these markets. Watch volume, very, very important. And let's see what the next couple days gives us. We'll hopefully do, nope, this weekend I will be out of town. So we'll see what we could do with the videos, possibly maybe early Friday, because I'd like to go over the Friday close on these and get her done, guys. All right, thanks again for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. God bless. See you on the charts.